I've got a new 20 acre in Spearfish, South Dakota. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. What we do is we buy and sell raw vacant land, focusing on what we like to say unique and epic properties. So I'm going to talk about common questions, FAQs. I'm going to go over what I know about this property, how you can access it, and kind of, who's the target audience? What are people doing with properties like this? Where is this located on a map and all that good stuff? So I personally have been to this property. I've been on the land myself, so I can talk pretty high level on it. So sit back. This is really a special area in the Black Hills. You're right behind Terry Peak off Richmond Hill Road, just off the Spearfish Canyon. So this property is going to offer some really cool views. And again, you don't see deals like this pop up that often in this market in Lawrence County, South Dakota. So if you're looking for a place to get away, build an off-grid cabin, maybe a spot to park your camper or build a home, this is going to check all those boxes. So first of all, I want to talk about the topography and the land itself. And I'll get to that here in a second. Before that, I do want to show you where it's at on a map and how you can access it. And then I'll talk about some potential building sites, some potential areas that are maybe ready to use right now for a camper or an RV, and just kind of show you where it's located on a map. So let's get a bird's eye view of this property. So we're sitting here in western South Dakota, just south of Spearfish. This is actually really easy to access from Lead and Deadwood or Spearfish. So you can come in from the north end. I came in from the north end and the road's extremely gnarly, but there is a potential route from the north end. I'll show it to you on Onyx Maps here in a minute. All I'm doing is plugging in the GPS coordinates. We can see we're right in the dead center of Black Hills National Forest. The better access route's actually going to be coming in from Lead, I want to say coming in from Lead off Maitland Road over to Richmond Hill Road. So let's dive into access now that we know where the property is located. So just kind of zooming out, you can see the best access route is going to be down here. Like I said, maybe not down here. We must have went to another property there from right here. So this is like Lead Deadwood area. You're going to get right off this main highway. This is Highway 14. So this is 14A, major road system, right? There's a trailhead for the Mickelson Trail right here. You're going to get off that and you're going to hop on Nevada Gulch Road. And then you're going to take Nevada Gulch Road up past the Richmond Hill mine, which is actually like a viewing for people to look at. This is a gold mine. And then you're going to take where my blue line is. This goes all the way up to Roman Road. So it connects to Roman Road and that takes you to the property. So you're going to pass all that. We've had our hands into this property, but this isn't the one we're advertising. This is the property we're advertising right here. Okay, so this is 20 acres. There's a ridge line that runs right here. And then here's the access road. So you can see that my tracker, I came in from the north actually. And you can see my tracker here coming in from the north. This is actually, the north end is from Maitland Road. So if you come in from Spearfish, you come in off Maitland Road. I honestly don't suggest going that route. It's pretty gnarly. And I don't think it's used. I know there is access from the south. That's going to be your preferred route. So just come in from the south if you're going to visit this property. But what's cool is that this road going through the property, like nobody is going to use it. There's only like anybody that lives over here is coming in from the north, it looks like, right? Where the road gets really sketchy and hairy is right here in this switchback. And there's really no residences here. There's this person, but they're coming in from the north, from the south. Like this is where they're coming in. And I'm pretty sure like this is a super gnarly stretch of this road. I don't see, maybe somebody's using this, but it almost looks like this road is where that takes them there. If that makes sense. Like, I don't think you're ever going to have any traffic coming through your property. Like nobody, like I said, people don't want to drive this stretch. It's extremely gnarly. So I think it's really, to me, it seems like a fire escape really for the person that might live there. So just keep that in mind. It's an extremely private property, right? This whole neighborhood back here, the reason you own land back here is for privacy. There are some gates coming in from the south. And I do have the gate codes for that. So if they are locked, I think there's only one gate you'll have to pass. It's probably the green gate or the white gate, but just keep in mind, I do have the gate codes for that. When I went last time, all those gates were open. And so if you do want to visit the property, please reach out to me so we can talk about access if you are serious about going to look at the property. So that's probably enough on this. I do want to point out some 3D imagery here. So if we come in, we can see Roman Road. This isn't marked correctly here. but this road comes in very easily. And this, to me, if I were to go back here, like the buildable area is going to be this section right here. And I'll show it to you here on Google Earth too. This will give you a better look. So this road, you can see it on Google Earth, comes in through here. And so where I'm parked, and I'll talk about this a little bit more, I wanted to talk about the topography here. So this is going to be really steep on this side of the property. Right here is going to be a steep section. Really the best build site, in my opinion. This would be a really great area to build, this whole section here. And I will draw that out for you to give you an idea how much acreage you have. So for me personally, I thought, this whole area coming down into here would be a really nice area to develop and build. This area, just some dirt work's going to be fine to make that work. And that's, almost 2 acres of space right there. And this probably works too. The other area that's almost like ready for a camper is this little section right here. And so on the property, if you kind of visualize, you really want to be like within this ridge line, and so that's going to leave you about a half an acre maybe. So if I come around here and we get back into zooming around, let's get a better look. So really this road comes in, it's steep off to your left. This is definitely a usable, buildable area. And then coming down this ridge line, you could build too, but it would make a lot of sense to potentially develop like right here. You can see how that really flattens out. There's still going to be some slope, but we have the property, really priced with that in mind. That's a full acre there, but this right now is a good spot. Really, you could clear some more area for a camper or some sort of tiny cabin back there. So like I said, it's a usable property. We do have it priced with some of the slope in mind. And then the national forest is really surrounding your property. So I don't know. I mean, you're corner hopping, right? To get to Black Hills National Forest, which is adjacent to the property in this bottom left corner. It almost looks like there's a trail that the previous owner had maybe etched out and is walking down there. I don't know the legality of that, to be honest with you. It's kind of considered, there's a gray area. It's called corner hopping. So I don't know what, the legality of hopping this corner is, but it's for you as a buyer to figure out, right? So that's my spiel on access and topography. I'll go back into the listing and show you some of the photos. So you can see it's steep on that left-hand side of the road that I was talking about. This is me parked the other way. But this area over here, like to my right. So if we zoom in over here, this was that big, like 1.5 acre area that I pulled out on that top of that ridge line, right? That area is this spot right here. That would be easy to do some dirt work and build a cabin right there. And then straight down here, this section is going to be where I foresee another buildable site. Like I said, maybe it's a small cabin, maybe it's an off-grid cabin, heck, maybe it's a shipping container or an RV or a camper, whatever your use is. There's not a lot of restrictions back here. You're coming back in this, you're buying property back here. I mean, this is what road access looks like. You're buying property back here for a reason, it's because you want to be in the woods. You want a cabin next to Terry Peak. You want a cabin in the Black Hills. And so when it comes to access, you can see this ridge line shows pretty well. That's where you're going to build. It gets steep along on the sides of the ridge right there. But otherwise, there's a lot of usable space on this property. If you really wanted to, you could make a long driveway probably down to this area. But yeah, Roman Road does go through the property. And like I said, it would strike me as very surprising if this road's ever used. I'm pretty sure this owner doesn't want anybody back there. So I talked to them when I was out there briefly too. So you can kind of see some of the topography there as well. But like I said, special area. You don't see a lot pop up for sale back here. You can see it's a beautiful area. This is a road that also goes through the property, takes you back through it. So again, we've got some good photos showing the property, showing the ridge line. You have a good bird's eye view on a map, see where we're at here in the Black Hills. Like I said, we're one of the only listings out there that are like it. If you do want to go visit the property, all I'm doing is putting the GPS coordinates in my favorite app called Onyx Maps. When it comes to septic and well, contact a local septic company, contact a local well company if you're interested in getting quotes on that. Otherwise, what are folks doing back in that neck of the woods? I saw a couple shipping containers, like off-grid, type of bug out spots. I saw some really nice cabins back there too. And then I saw some people with campers on their property. So you get a variety of people using their property, and there's people using the property for pure recreation back there as well. So I personally think it's a great land investment. You can't go wrong in the Black Hills out here in Western South Dakota. If you're interested in other land deals, I do have another property out in Edelweiss, which is closer to the Black Hills. This is a subdivision really geared towards building a cabin, whether it be a rental cabin or your own kind of retirement spot or a summer spot. This has an HOA, so you do need to build on that property. This has no HOA, really unrestricted. This 20 acres is going to be. So, again, like I end all my videos, this is a disclaimer. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. This is me simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on a property. You as a buyer are going to have to, figure out if this property is right for your needs and wants, and do some of that due diligence on your own. So verify that information, make sure it's the right fit for you. I'm happy to talk high level about this land investment if you want to have that conversation. Thanks for tuning in.